Hello, my beautiful people. I welcome you back to my channel once again. It's another Monday, and as usual, I am here to update you on the performance of our lone players over the weekend. Yesterday, we played our game against Manchester United, and I think I was so frustrated. It's 2 points dropped clearly. Man U was there for the taking, but we couldn't do it. I think that it is high time we start performing against our top rivals for the top 4 position. If we cannot defeat teams like Manchester United, Tottenham, and those who will also be fighting for the top 4, then we are going to find it very difficult getting into that position come the end of the season. And I think yesterday was one of the very frustrating days. And so, as usual, I could not come to even do the review of that match. But as I said, I am back. I am back now. And I am here to give you the update on the performance of our lone players. So please stay around with me. Our goalkeepers out there are doing very well, although our goalkeeper at the club, Sanchez, is making some petty mistakes in the goalpost. I think that come next season, by this time, he will not be the #1 goalkeeper at Chelsea because he's taking us nowhere. So we have very good lone players out there who can fill some of those positions. Please, those of you who are new and have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and the like button. Please also share the link so that more people can get access to this news. All right. So as usual, I am going to start, and we usually start with Lesley Ugochukwu, who is at Southampton. Southampton played 2 games last week. The first one was played on Tuesday, 29th of October. They won that game against Stoke City. I think that was the EFL Cup. Ugochukwu played 90 minutes in that game. He made 78 touches. His rating in the game was 7.2. He did very well. His pass accuracy was 88%. He made 1 interception in that game and made 3 tackles. Ground duels, he attempted 7 and succeeded in 4. Aerial duels, he attempted 2 and succeeded in 1. So that was Ugochukwu on Tuesday. Then on Saturday, they played another game against Everton. They won that game again by 1-0. Southampton was at home to Everton. They won by 1-0. But then Ugochukwu saw only 1 minute of that game. He was subbed in the 90th plus 3 minutes. So he played only 1 minute of that game and made 3 touches in that game. He made 1 interception and 1 tackle in the game. He attempted 1 ground duel and succeeded in it. But then there was no available rating for it because he didn't do much in the game to be rated. All right. Now we go straight to the next person, who is Alfie Gilchrist. Alfie Gilchrist, as we all know, is at Sheffield United. They played their game on Saturday and they won that game against Blackburn Rovers by 2-0. They went away to Blackburn and they won away 2-0. Gilchrist played 89 minutes of that game. He made 49 touches and 4 clearances. 4 clearances in the game. Interceptions 1, tackles 1, ground duels he attempted 3, he succeeded in 1. Aerial duels he attempted 4, he succeeded in 1. Now his pass accuracy was 92% in that game and he was rated 7.2 in the game. I told you that anytime a player is rated above 7, that is a good performance. And so he was rated 7.2. He did very well in that game. Now the next person on the list is Dylan Williams. Dylan Williams, I told you the last time he was not involved in their game on Saturday 26th against Cambridge. But this time around, he was back. He played the full 90 minutes of that game. But I can tell you in the 90th plus 1 minute, Dylan Williams received a yellow card in that game. They won that game against Scarborough by 1-0. That game was an FA Cup round 1 match. They won it. And in that game, I can tell you that they even missed a penalty. Cooper Love missed a penalty in the 27th minute of that game. but then thankfully they won the game. They were able to see the game off. So that was Dylan Williams. Now the next person on the list is Andrey Santos, who is at Strasbourg. I told you that there are 3 players at Strasbourg. I've been reporting on them. And Santos is one of them. Then Djordje Petrovic is one of them. The third person is Caleb Wiley. So for Andrey Santos, they lost their game against Saint Etienne. They lost by 2-0. Santos played the full 90 minutes of that game. He made 112 touches in the game. Pass accuracy was 90%. The game rating was 7.2. He made 3 interceptions in the game and 3 tackles. He attempted 9 ground duels and succeeded in 6. Then he attempted 2 area duels and succeeded in 1. So that was Andrey Santos during the weekend. Then the next person on the list is Aron Anselmino. Aron Anselmino played yesterday, and they lost their game to Lenox by 1-0. Anselmino played the full 90 minutes of that game, made 92 touches in the game. Pass accuracy was 93%. He attempted 71 passes and succeeded in 66. Now, he made 7 clearances in that game and 1 interception. He attempted 5 ground duels and succeeded in 2. 2 area duels and succeeded in all 2 of them. Then he also made 2 tackles in that game. Anselmino also attempted 8 long balls and succeeded in 5. So that is Aron Anselmino. They lost their game. Then the next person on the list is Bashir Humphreys. Bashir Humphreys is at Burnley. Now, I told you Bashir Humphreys is a left back. They played their match on Sunday and they lost to Millwall by 1-0. Now, Bashir Humphreys played 63 minutes of the game, made 66 touches, and his game rating was 7.1. His pass accuracy was 93%. He made 6 clearances in the game, 1 tackle, ground duels. He attempted 6, he succeeded in 5. Aerial duels, he attempted 5, succeeded in 3. So that is Bashir Humphreys during the weekend. The next person on the list is Leo Castledine. Leo Castledine is at Shrewsbury, and they lost their game. They lost their game to Salford by 2-1. Now, he came on as a sub in the 63rd minute. He played 27 minutes of that game. Then we go to Djordje Petrovic. Now, he is at Strasbourg, as I earlier told you. They played their game against Saint Etienne and they lost that game by 2-0. He played the full 90 minutes of that game. He has been playing, anytime they play, know that he's playing the full 90 minutes. Now, he attempted, he made 42 touches and his pass accuracy was 89% in the game. He also made 1 save inside the box, although their team lost the match. He made 1 save inside the box. His rating was 6.5. So I think that is below average for the weekend. All right. Then the next person on the list is Trevoh Chalobah. Trevoh Chalobah is at Crystal Palace. They played 2 matches in the week. The first one was on Wednesday, 30th November. And they won that match against Aston Villa. They won that match against Aston Villa by 2-1. Chalobah played the full 90 minutes of that game, made 44 touches, pass accuracy was 80%. Then his rating in that game was 7.2. That is a good rating. Clearances, he made 3. Then he made 4 tackles in that game. Ground duels, he attempted 6, succeeded in 4. Then aerial duels, he attempted 4 and succeeded in 3. Then on Saturday, I can tell you now that Chalobah missed 1 very big chance, but also scored 1 very good goal in that game. So they drew their game at Wolves by 2-2. He played a full 90 minutes of that game, made 54 touches in the game. Then pass accuracy was 72%. His game rating was 7.3. Made 7 clearances in that game, and then make 1 key pass in that game. His ground duels, he attempted 6, succeeded 3. Aerial duels, he attempted 2, he succeeded in 1. So Chalobah has done very well in the past week for Crystal Palace. Now we go straight to Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling is at Arsenal. They played 2 games also in the week. The first one was against Preston, and they won that game by 3-0. He played a full 90 minutes of the game, made 66 touches, and pass accuracy was 88%. His rating was 7.7. He made 2 interceptions in the game and attempted 2 key passes and succeeded in them. Ground duels, he attempted 16. This time he did well. He attempted 16 and succeeded in 7. Then aerial duels, he attempted 2. He didn't succeed in any of them. And then he had 3 shots on target in that game. But as I said, he missed one very big chance in that game. Then on Saturday, they played against Newcastle United. They lost that game by 1-0. And then he was on the bench. He was an unused sub in that game. Then straightforward, we go to Armando Broja. Armando Broja is at Everton. As I've been reporting to you, Armando Broja is injured. And so he's not taking part in their game since the beginning of the season. They lost their game to Southampton by 1-0. So that is Armando Broja. Then the next person on the list is Kepa Arrizabalaga, who is at Bournemouth. They won their game. Astonishingly, they surprised many. They won their game against Manchester City by 2-1. But then Arrizabalaga is currently nursing an injury, a muscle injury. It is thought to be so. He's nursing that injury, and so he was not. He didn't play part in that game. He was not involved. All right. The next person on the list is Ronnie Starter. Ronnie Starter, he's at Bolton. They won their game against Scarborough. And Ronnie Starter was not involved in their game. As I've been reporting to you, Ronnie Starter has been limited to only 18 minutes from the beginning of the season, or since the time I started reporting on these loan players. He has only seen 18 minutes all season. So that is Ronnie Starter. During the weekend again, he was not involved in their game. Then the next person on the list is Mike Penders. Mike Penders is at Genk. Now, Genk, as I told you, have been doing well. They won their game. They played 2 games. They played 2 games last week. And the first one was on Wednesday, 30th. This time around, Mike Penders played the full 90 minutes of that game. It was in a Belgian Cup. That game was in the Belgian Cup. They played against Beveren, and they won that game by 2-0. Then during the weekend, on Sunday, yesterday, they played against Royal Antwerp, and they won again by 2-0. This time around, Penders was not involved in the game. He was in the South bench, and he was an unused sub. So that is Mike Penders. Then straightforward, we go to Kendry Paez. The other day, I reported to you that Kendry Paez is back. He's back and raring to go. Now, they played 2 games also last week. The first one was against Universidad. Now, in actual fact, they lost that game, but that game is a cup competition, Copa Ecuador cup competition. They played the first leg and won it by 1-0 against the Universidad, away to Universidad. Now, this time around, they lost their game at home to Universidad by 2-1. The game went to penalties, and then they won the game by 6-5 through penalties. So that is Kendry Paez. Now, in that game, he was an unused sub. He was on the bench, and he was an unused sub. Then yesterday, they won their game. They won their game against El Nacional. They won by 2-0. Paez played 82 minutes of that game, made 66 touches. Then he scored 1 goal in that game. He scored 1 goal in that game. I told you he's back, and he has started scoring. He made 3 key passes also in that game. Ground duels, he attempted 7 and succeeded in 3. Then he had 1 shot on target. Long balls, he attempted 3 and succeeded in all 3 of them. So that is Kendry Paez. Caleb Wiley. Caleb Wiley is at Strasbourg. I have been reporting to you that Caleb Wiley is injured and he was not being involved in their games, but I can tell you now that Caleb Wiley is back. He's back from injury, although he didn't see much minutes during the weekend, but he's back. He was subbed in the 90th plus 1 minute, and so he played only 1 minute of that game, made 2 touches, and he attempted 1 pass and succeeded in it, so 100% pass accuracy. So we pray that Caleb Wiley, you stay fit and also propagate the name of Chelsea very well out there. All right. Then the next person on the list is David Datro Fofana. Now, David Datro Fofana started their game on Friday. They played on Friday, 1st November, and they lost their game to Gaziantep. They lost by 2-1. Now, David Datro Fofana played 59 minutes of that game and he was subbed out. Now, he was subbed out because he seemed to pick an injury in that game. He made 22 touches in that game, had pass accuracy of 60%. Then he made one interception in that game and also received a yellow card in the 21st minute of that game. He attempted 11 ground duels and succeeded in 4. He also attempted 4 aerial duels and succeeded in 3. So that is David Datro Fofana. Now, the next person and the last person on the list is our own boy, Estevao Willian. Estevao Willian is at Palmeiras, and I thought Palmeiras would challenge for the title this season. But I can tell you for a fact that Palmeiras is losing grounds for the title race, and they lost their game against Corinthians. They played very late today, and they lost the game to Corinthians by 2-0. Estevao Willian played 68 minutes of that game. He made 42 touches in the game, has a pass accuracy of 83%. He attempted 18 passes and succeeded in 15. His rating was 7.0 in the game. But Estevao Willian made 4 key passes in the game, although they didn't yield anything. He made 4 key passes in that game. He attempted 3 aerial duels and succeeded in none. He also attempted 3 long balls and succeeded in 2. So that is Estevao Willian. For you there, they lost their game this night, and they are beginning to lose ground seriously. All right, so that is it for today. Please, those of you who have not subscribed to the channel, once again, please subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and the like button. Please also share the link for more people to get access to this news. Thank you very much. Till I see you later in the week. Thank you. God bless you. Bye for now.